We need another word for dreamy.
Psychedelic?
Atmospheric. Okay.
Spacey?
Yeah. Spacey, atmospheric.
Action.
Hey everyone, this week on the show we get to talk with a local artist making some atmospheric, spacey music. He's got a brand new album out and he's currently on tour. This is episode 130 of In It to Spin It with Teen Daze. So we'll get into the episode here, starting off with Parcel Time. This one coming to us from Sub Pop. You'll notice the damage to the cardboard here. No damage to the interior vinyl, thankfully. This is a pre-order I did through Sub Pop a while ago for the loser edition of Beach House's new album for 2015, Depression Cherry. It's a good listen. Fans of Beach House will like it. I would say they're not doing anything different, sticking to the formula that definitely works. You know, blissful stuff. Nice little gimmick here, there's sort of a red textured velvety cover. I don't think I'll ever see Beach House live again. The music doesn't really do much for me in the live setting. I've seen them enough 3 times already. But this is great to have on in your house, headphones on a sunny day. Definitely worth a listen if you're into the ethereal stuff. Check it out. So since Jamison has been so influenced by Brian Eno over the years, I thought I'd take this opportunity to share my vinyl collection. This is just part of what I found at a thrift store earlier this year. An amazing collection of ambient music, all in fantastic shape. I'll link this video here. Check it out if you're interested. It's been getting a lot of views. Just a once-in-a-lifetime thrift store vinyl haul. Been really enjoying going through this stuff. So we caught up with Jamison here in Vancouver on the first night of the Teen Daze tour. We talk about how the Fraser Valley influenced the sound on this record, touch on the Brian Eno influence, also talk about some old Vancouver dates he's played. Enjoy this one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey everybody out there, we are here at Fortune Sound Club once again, this time with an artist making songs known for their ethereal, dreamlike quality, and he's from this very province, Abbotsford. Welcome Jamison from Teen Daze. Say hi. Hello to everybody out there.
Hi everyone out there.
Right on, man. Thanks for doing this and being here.
Yeah,
how are you feeling? It's
great. It's been sort of a
lead up,
an anxious day.
Yeah.
Mostly just excited to play and to. I haven't played in Vancouver in ages.
Yeah, so. When was the last time?
I think the first
Other
live.
than yesterday.
Yeah. I think the last time I played a live show would have been in maybe like late 2013.
Okay.
Or like maybe something small like the in-store that I did
little
yesterday.
Appearance. Nice. Yeah, that was cool to see the ambient side.
Yeah, it was fun.
Of course, the nerves are all for the tour kickoff. Yes. Tonight is the first date of your extensive, pretty long, 6-week North American tour. Yeah. Supporting your new LP, Morning World, out on Paper Bag Records.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we heard how you're feeling, but how does it feel to finally get to share the music all across the continent?
Really good.
I know you guys touched on rehearsals.
Yeah, so we, everyone in the band I know for the most part, from pretty different worlds or different friend groups.
Yeah.
And everyone came together, I think it was the first day of September, last weekend of August. Everyone flew into...
Oh, wow. So
really recently,
Oh.
I drove down to Portland to pick up some of the guys and met some of the guys in Vancouver. And we all sort of came together, and then we went out to a cabin that my mom has on Shuswap Lake, just like an hour outside of Kamloops.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
we took a PA system, like set all of our gear and just practiced.
Just hashed it out, how are we going to do this?
Yeah, exactly.
How's this going to go?
So,
nice.
it's it was a really easy process of
Yeah.
putting everything together. The guys knew the record really well, and they're just good players. And
Yeah. Well, that was only 10, 12 days ago. So.
So today
pretty
is actually
amazing.
funny. We haven't really touched our instruments since the last day of rehearsals, which would have been on Wednesday, I think.
Okay.
And so sound check today was sort of like figuring out getting our minds wrapped around it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Okay,
it's
so it
exciting.
took 10 days to rehearse for the tour, and
Yeah.
it also took 10 days to
That's
record
right.
the album. So let's hear about that. I mean,
Yeah.
you make a point to show everyone
man.
on the website
Of course.
the breakdown. So this is
Yeah.
obviously by far the shortest time it's taken you to record.
Yeah, it was the atmosphere of the studio was just one of like first takes.
Yeah.
And we were really focused on let's try to capture that excitement of that first take. And
Yeah.
that means that sometimes you're going to hear notes that are sort of not even wrong, but just sort of, like
Misplaced.
not necessarily perfectly. And for me, when I've been making all these records at home, it's so easy for me to just build up this massive, huge, like soundscape.
Yeah.
And not only to do that, but also in that process, if I'm working on a computer, I can just press undo
And you just go nuts. with
exactly.
it. Yeah.
I can work on the same part for a week or something like that. And here in the studio in San Francisco where I did this record,
Yeah.
it was just it was a very encouraging, positive place where myself and my friend Simon, who plays drums in
Yeah.
the band and also played drums on the record, we didn't feel pressured to get the takes perfect first time.
Yeah.
And without that pressure because it was loose, it just came so naturally.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so
It's funny.
I was so surprised. I remember being about 3 days in and being like, we're going to finish this record in a very short amount
Yeah.
of time. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Can you sort of equate that to? I think you worked with the producer John Vanderslice.
yeah,
Is that part of his doing the sort of
Yes,
atmosphere
definitely.
in there?
I think
Yeah.
that's sort of his MO in making records too,
Yeah.
is he wants to capture the sound of the person in the room playing
Yeah.
the instrument.
Okay.
Which again is something totally different for me. I try to take myself as much out of the equation as possible
Yeah.
in my music.
Okay.
So it was really great for him to be very like, we want to hear you. We want to hear your playing through this record.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. And that's
Yeah.
why the lyrics are more upfront.
Yes,
and
exactly,
stuff.
yeah.
Let's talk about the surroundings in the Fraser Valley.
Totally.
Apparently that comes across on this record. That's what influenced you, inspired
Yeah,
you.
definitely.
Did you sort of just talk about that, how it sort of shaped and what you were going
Yeah.
for on this record?
Well,
Because
when I first started working on the songs, I had moved houses. It was probably like maybe March or April, that time of the year, and I went from living in sort of like a college-y area where there's lots of students and lots of just like, if it's not an actually official dorm, there's apartment buildings that
Yeah.
are just filled with students, so they
Yeah,
feel like
okay.
dorms. I moved from a place like that a little bit, just more in the country,
Yeah.
and I was sort of house sitting for some friends for a couple of months, and they just had this massive house that my
Yeah.
friend and I, actually Dave, who plays in the band as well, we moved in there, and there was something really, like we had a garden in the back, and it was spring, and all of the colors were changing,
Yeah.
and
Just got to
flowers
it.
were coming out, and it was just like, it was one of the first times in a long time that I've really been struck by like, wow, we live in such a beautiful part of the world
Yeah.
here. And yeah, I started making music that I wanted to capture that feeling, and so that was sort
try
of
and
the
put it
root.
into-
Yeah, that was the root of all of it, and then it
Okay.
sort of just took off from there.
Yeah, well, you can definitely hear it on songs like It Starts at the Water.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Post Storm, really
Yeah.
beautiful stuff in there.
Thank you.
Even before I knew about your whole Brian Eno
Yeah.
sort of influence and
Yeah.
stuff, the first time I saw the artwork,
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually, for your album,
Yeah.
I actually said, wow, that looks like another Green
Oh
World.
man, yeah. Wow,
And
that's
then-
perfect. Yeah.
And then is that on purpose or
Well-
is that just coming across?
So, I know that my friend Nathaniel Whitcomb made the art,
Okay.
and I know that he knows how much I've been influenced by Eno.
Okay.
And all the conversations that we had about the record, I talked about that imaginary landscape concept quite a lot with him, which is so funny because for whatever reason, I just never put those two record covers together. But it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
when you think
it
about
does look like it.
I think he was also, and I told him, like, I was really into, and still am, a lot of the Windham Hill artwork, which is this old New Age label.
Yeah.
And very simple designs with usually just a rectangle or a block of some sort of image or gradient.
And then lettering.
And then the lettering, and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, when he sent me that, I was like, oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, nice. Simplistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Brian Eno, amazing music, and it was good to see your ambient set because I'm a big fan of the ambient stuff you did, the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Let's talk about your Vancouver history. We quickly touched on it. Do you have any favorite artists in Vancouver that are from here that you've traveled down to see? And
wow, let me think. Right now, I'm really into a lot of the dance music that's happening in Vancouver. So like Mood Hut and 1080p is a label.
Yeah, I know that one.
Rich is based out of Vancouver, and that they've cultivated just like a really amazing community.
Yeah.
So I'm really into everything that's getting released from those two labels.
Do you know of a guy named Halskop? Makes like sort of spacey atmospheric stuff too.
I don't think I know.
You should check that guy out.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite gig you've ever played in Vancouver?
Oh man. The first one that comes to mind was at New Forms a couple of years ago. I played at the Waldorf.
Yeah. Okay.
But like in Nuba, like in the restaurant.
Oh yeah.
They had it was crazy. They had a almost like a paper art display of some sort of piece set up over top of the stage, and then they were running lights into it.
Oh yeah.
So it was this like paper chandelier that sort of sat over top. And the vibes were just like amazing. There's something about that just like got everyone in a good place. And I always just loved playing the Waldorf.
Yeah, the Waldorf just has that vibe. It's so many different rooms. Everyone's just loving the party. You know, it's so great.
Yeah.
I don't think Nuba's there anymore. It's like
I don't think so either. I saw when we drove by today. It was like Pizza Cafe or something like that. So it's okay.
Okay. Last physical copy of an album you bought.
At Red Cat yesterday I got.
Oh yeah, perfect.
I got Nils Fromm's Solo, which is his latest piano piece, and then.
You like Nils Fromm?
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I've had him on the show.
Oh no way!
Yeah,
he's great.
He played here last year at the Imperial.
At the Imperial, I was at that show.
Oh yeah, it was really cool.
And Dawn of Midi were so good too that night. So that Nils Fromm record, and then I also picked up Russian Mind, one of the old One Oh Tricks Point Never records.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
That's
really
sort of been
recent,
anything like piano or synthy that gets really like spacey is just I've been listening to a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, man. Yeah, I think that's good. The record's really cool to listen to.
Thank you so much, man.
I really like it. So have a great show tonight.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.